Add more goodwill for you. Would be very interesting. As you see Rowan sort of like just run off to the way, chasing the little mimic cat.
You're just scratching the couch to keep damn best. Ron's gonna turn to drunken Mara and just carry her and pick her up
Oh.
to her like legs and torso. And he's like, and we're off to bed.
But wait,
Okay.
wait, my sword. Don't we
Oh.
need that for later? Yeah.
Right. Ron's gonna walk back, pick up the sword, and then continue back up the stairs.
He has to like turn her sideways to get through the doorway.
Yeah, the sword keeps dunk.
I feel like this breaks the safety rule of some sort somewhere.
Well, I mean, as long as you're not running with it pointy side towards you, I think we'll be fine.
They have a sheath for that thing.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Does she just keep that in her bag? Just no sheath?
Jams it right in her pocket like that.
Going to bed.
Going to bed. You walk into your room, you open it up, and you walk sitting on your bed that you don't remember seeing is an envelope.
He'll pick it up and look at it, see if there's any name.
Written on the front, and it says Jamie.
Open it and see what's inside.
You open the letter and you pull it out, and all there is inside is a symbol, one that you do recognize from your day's training.
Would I recognize the address?
Roll for bar hopping. You being someone who has perused various businesses of the alcoholic intent over the years, you probably mentally noted like, oh, that's a bar. I should remember that. Davner, when you go to lay down, you feel this sort of chilling understanding as you slip into unconsciousness, remembering what the blade is.
Pick it up.
Nothing else seems to be completely out of place, except for a small wooden box that's now sitting on the table. You just look at it and go, I don't remember putting that there. You see inside a small stack of cards.
What if he gave us a fucking deck of many
Anything.
things?
You can pull them out, slide out the whole deck of cards, put them on the back.
Turn it over, fan them out.
They're blank.
I can't play a game with that.
Oh, you can play a dangerous
Turn
game.
back over.
Walk into your room, a sword clacking onto the walls beside you.
Rowan's going to kind of baby carry her in one arm and then set aside her sword and kind of prop it up against like a dresser, fling back her side of the bed of the comforter and the sheets and gently put her into the bed and just kind of pull back the covers and the sheets. And you know, like when you're a kid, your parents tuck you in like that. He's gonna tuck her in really nice and cozy. Rowan is going to kiss her on the forehead and he's gonna kind of wave his finger and say, not tonight.
But
Not. Let's kind of be sober for that.
I feel very well taken care of.
You should be. And then Rowan's gonna like just playfully just extra tuck her in. And he's going to turn to the mantle, going to pull out the adamantium armor that he got, and he's going to put that on the other mannequin.
Are you putting your necklace on that thing too? You used to have two pretty necklaces, and now you're down to one pretty necklace.
Yeah, if you want to hand it to me, it should be right there on my bedside. Oh, actually, I'll go over and get it.
I'm tucked in super tight. I can't really move.
Rowan's gonna rush over and grab the crescent moon necklace that he has been carving on since the beginning of the campaign. Look at it and walk over and kind of throw it on the mannequin. He's walking back to his side of the bed. He's gonna take off his shirt and take off his pants and keep his underwear on, but he's and he's just gonna get into bed and get cozy down and just lay on his back and just look at the ceiling. It's about time I let that one go.
The armor?
No, the necklace.
Oh, right. Why?
Listen, Amara, I need to talk to you. More so, tell you about something. And before I start, Rowan's gonna kind of just like turn towards her and look her in the eye and he's gonna do this little hand motion. Um, need to remind you that there's a line. Remember,
Right, yeah.
only a line from me to you and you to me. Okay. There is no triangle, no square, no hexagon, no heart. I mean, actually, heart is considered a shape, right? Like it's
Yeah, a heart's a shape, a hexagon's a shape, a
okay.
square.
Okay. Well, anyway, you get the point. Um,
A line.
but I've been. I think you do. But I've been meaning to talk to you about this for the last few days now. And, well, you know, a lot has been happening. And, well, you know, the night I left home, I left someone behind too. Someone who is important to me. Her name is Asami.
Asami.
Yeah. Asami. She was my friend when I had no other friends. My age, anyway. Of course, as we grew up, I developed feelings for her. And the night I left, she confessed her feelings for me, and I returned telling her that I felt the same way about her. But I left that night. That was almost 3 years ago. For 2 years, I constantly fought the thought that she might have moved on, since I never heard from her. And nor did I really reach out to her during my travels with Nightbane, and I kinda caught up doing our thing here. She had to have moved on by now, right? I mean, she's a noble, and her parents, I'm sure, would have wanted her to marry that Jarl's son at some point. Not some common boy like me. These thoughts stopped till a few months ago when you came to us at Quarks. You caught my attention. You were an elf. I've never met another elf before, outside of my own mother. But you piqued my curiosity from the start. I kept my distance, though, because of my own internal battles with self-doubt, about my feelings for Asami, and, well, again, the things we were doing. We were constantly doing something and on the go. Even through all that, you kept drawing me in with everything you would do, say. I'd find myself watching you more and watching over you, protecting you, and the thoughts in my mind started to go quiet. Then the yawning portal happened when I couldn't move, let alone breathe. You saved me by taking me out of there and getting me back to Vor for help. Once I was healed and on my feet, you just threw your arms around me and just that. It clicked. That was it. That was it for me. I knew I had feelings for you, and in that moment I realized it. Of course, I also let my feelings and thoughts get the best of me. She would never love someone like me. I'm not special. Just Rowan. I have no powers to make me stand out from the rest. Not a whole lot to give. Just a common half-elf. I see you talk to Akron and Matthias and thought for sure that he would catch your eye rather than me. The moment we separated from you while going after Davner, when we realized you weren't with us, I panicked. I couldn't lose you. Oh, I had to find you. And I would have done anything to find you and to make sure you were safe. Well, I did. Because then I realized I never wanted to leave your side. And you to leave mine. And the ship attack happened with those flying demon things. You risked your life for mine, even hurting yourself for my benefit. Oh, no one has ever done anything like that for me. Ever. After that battle, it dawned on me. Ever since adventuring with you, I'd found myself doing things I would never do before, even pushing myself to be stronger, faster, and more mindful of the things I do in battle. Even in battle. I've grown so much in the last almost 3 years. And at the same time, I realized I had grown away from Asami. I don't see myself going back home anymore. Maybe to visit, but never to stay, actually. With you, Amara, is where I belong. With you is where I'm going to stay. And with the party, of course. I don't think I could ever leave the shenanigans that we do on a regular basis.
So, how long were you together?
Officially,
Yeah.
a couple hours. I don't have those kinds of feelings for her anymore. They kind of went away. Again, we never really got to explore, I guess, the romantic part of that relationship. So there's really nothing to solidify those feelings, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but officially we were only together for like a couple hours, but before that we were just friends. Best of friends.
It hurts. Not the girl part. That sounds like quite a while ago, but do you have any idea how often you put yourself down? How often you call yourself stupid or common? I don't think there's anything common about you. She had a little bit more confidence. You know, that actually you could probably take from Akron, you know. he's got plenty to spare. Rowan, you're wonderful. I don't see why you're so hard on yourself constantly. Lighten up a bit.
To be honest, I was really scared to tell you this, but I wanted to be open with you. We can go down to the training room tomorrow if you want, while we're waiting for Akron to get back.
And Ink. I mean, he taught me forward-facing mantis. That's pretty cool. Very convenient for eating pancakes.
Yeah, and if I could, if you want me to be the dummy and let Ink kind of show you, I can do that too.
Well, you want me to stab you? Be my guest.
And Rowan's gonna gesture to the new suit that he has on the mannequin. It's for that reason that I have that.
Akron,
Yes.
you're standing there, Quark's bar, and this stands in front of you, this 6 foot tall, statuesque woman, dark hair, ruby red lips, pale skin. Probably would say that I'm his girlfriend, or he's my boyfriend. His name is Rowan.
Rowan. Oh.
Quark and them was saying that you were associated with him.
I'm gonna point over to Cork like, yes, I am. Was not expecting to meet a new face here. That new Rowan. That's fantastic. I'm sorry. This is a bit of a, how should I say, bit of an awkward situation.
Awkward?
But I'm gonna leave him to do the talking. A dragon.
There a dragon? What? Where's a dragon?
Don't worry about it, nosy.
I've already said a bit too much.
You hear it like
Just-
right off your elbow. Yeah, my friend, Kron, is a bit of a joker. Quark drags you off to the side.
What?
Loose lips sink ships, man.
Does it make me seem crazy?
A little bit. A little.
Oh.
Just a little. No, a lot. But at the same time, he like points to the door, and like there's Zelenis having been watching this whole little interaction go down. He has the biggest eyes ever.
I'm being called to the principal's office, and that's I'm gonna do that as I like walk over.
Hey,
Hey,
Kron?
Zelenis.
I hope you're not that free about telling everyone the secrets of our city. Everywhere
I don't
else,
say
are
who
you?
or where or what. No sign of another ship, from what Virus has told us. But
Wreckage?
Dragon Reach seems to possibly be the landing site of the last ship.
You have just shocked him.
I don't recognize that shop. Who has taken up?
So much healthier than I remember when you were dead on the table.
It has been an amazing time. We have a house now as the
House?
group.
And you have not
Yes.
invited? You haven't invited me to come see yet. What is going on?
We
Don't you love your mother anymore?
I do.
Forgot
You
it,
are
Kron's
more than
mom was a
welcome to
MILF.
come to the.
Draco, it's good to see you again. What would you like to know?
We're going to explore and see what's at the bottom of these catacombs. And then after we're done there, we're going to be going north to continue the search for Cog. Is there another ship below Dragon Reach somewhere?
One piece, large and flaming
I was gonna
almost, growing closer and closer and closer to you. And then.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Hold on.
Oh, you can't. Oh, your essence reverse engineered. I'm going to give Zelenis the thumbs up. I have a feeling I'm going to be getting into some more sticky situations soon. Let's get back to Dragon Reach. It's it's 8 hours ahead. So it's going to be very early morning.
Mhm.
So we can either go now and get them up in the middle of the night. I'm assuming they're in bed. Okay.
She like nods to her
Mm.
troop.
Meet
Her
back here
troop?
in the next 4
A
hours. do
troop?
what
It
we
went
need to do,
from
and
one
we will
guy
head out.
Alright,
to
sounds good.
2 more?
So
How
you're gonna
many
wait
fucking
4 hours.
people?
Go ahead when you're drunk.
I'll drink to that.
What's gonna happen? I'm gonna go and launch the teleport to go back to the house.
You go to open the door. The rest of you waking up with a bit of a hangover from like the level. It's about 6 in the morning.
Probably not even bother to put on a shirt, just put on his pants and go out into the hallway and knock on Rowan and Amara's door.
Just a minute, then.
Oh, stop shouting. Oh.
Sorry. And he's gonna kind of like roll away gently and slip off the covers and kind of like still tuck her in so no cold air gets in. And he's gonna put his pants on and walk over to the door. Morning, Hank. Is it time for the gym?
Yeah, time for training. Gotta do it before Akron gets back.
Mar, do you wanna join us?
Just give me like 5 minutes, I'll be down.
Just a minute. And he's just gonna walk over there and give Mara a kiss on the forehead. Take your time.
Ink is gonna start teaching Rowan how to do martial arts.
Wax on, wax off. It's like paint the
Paint?
fence.
Paint the
Wake up, go get some bacon.
Like literally just like making small talk out of like just zombie mode of like, hey, how's it going? Just like walk in and grab coffee.
Who was that little boy?
That is a fully grown adult.
Oh.
He's just a halfling.
Oh, all right.
With coffee in hand, he's gonna come and be like, hey, what? How's the fact find? Who is this?
Well, some interesting events have occurred that have led me to bring back some guests. But this is Asami and her entourage, cohorts, bodyguards. She knows Rowan.
Cool. Okay. And he's just gonna go down to his little gardening area and start like propping that up.
Rowan's possibly down in the training room right now. He likes to work out and stuff. That's not my thing. I make things explode with my mind, basically. So, who needs muscles,
Oh.
right?
Okay.
On the bright side, this is where it's least awkward.
Where do you see
It's
this?
behind door number 2, Rod.
You're a little distracted by Ink Eyes kicking the shit out of you. Both of you recognize that there's maybe more people in the house. You are coming down the stairs and you open the door. There on one of the training mats is a shirtless Ink Eyes and a shirtless Rowan fighting back and forth.
Send a message to Ink Eyes and say, be prepared. And then I'm going to say, over there's Rowan.
Ink is gonna back up a step and get at a fighting stance and say, "Enough! Who are these people? Are we under attack again?"
You're looking at Ink Eyes as he says enough, and he says, "Who are these people?" You feel an impact as you are taken off your feet, as arms wrap around you. Roman, it's so good to see you. I've missed you. As Asami, out of nowhere, has appeared and has tackled you in a hug.
Then just kind of push her back and look her in the face. Asami, what are you doing? How did you? And I'm gonna look at Akron and very, very confused. Is she still in bed?
Recognize time passes, and you're like, I'm gonna get up in a few minutes and come down and train with them. And then you pass right the fuck back out. But you do wake up a little bit later,
Yeah.
and like you maybe hear walking around down below, and that's about it.
I'd like to assume it's bacon and tunic, and I'd like to go towards the smell of bacon.
You get up and you start moving down the stairs. Because it's relevant, what are you wearing?
Rowan shit. No pens.
You get downstairs and you smell the bacon. You hear the footsteps go downstairs right about the time you get down to the second floor, and like you smell bacon in the kitchen with coffee, it looks like, and you start heading in that direction.
Oh, yeah.
Rowan, you are standing there, and here's Asami, former love of your life, and 3 other individuals.
Pull her into like a big bear hug.
Sure.
And like just a really strong like I haven't seen you in a while hug and pull her in, and then just kind of like look to Ink and to Akron and kind of like a gesture up, kind of like leave me kind of a thing.
Like casually just kind of walk over to Ink Eyes and nudge him a little. How do you think this is going to play out?
Oh, not well. Should
Yeah.
we get you know who down here?
I think you know who will be down soon.
She was pretty out of it when I saw her this morning.
Both of you make stealth checks.
Okay.
Oh
So
god!
while this is going on, I just imagine
That's a very good roll for Ink Eyes.
Oh shit!
Davner's downstairs, like in his garden, just sipping coffee, just away from everyone. He's like, "Wait, bodyguards, knowing Rowan," and then thinking about like how fucked we are with meeting random people, and he's gonna like kind of put his dagger on and like kind of creep upstairs and be like, "Okay."
And she's just like, I've missed you so much, my friend. It's where have you been? I've not heard from you. You've not written. Everything since that day. There's been so much. I haven't heard from you.
Ron's gonna kind of like look up at the ceiling. I don't even know where to begin.
Davner, you do see a only shirt wearing Amara coming down the stairs and heading towards coffee as you walk out with your coffee from your little area below.
Hey, Amara, he'll go in there, pour his coffee, and then like hand her the pot. Be like,
You are my best friend, Daphne.
so
Oh.
Chug, bodyguards, somebody who knew Rowan in the past. We should probably check on that. I don't know.
Gods.
I was half asleep. Akron brought people back. Some woman and 3 bodyguards.
So we need
We'll
to
go.
kill them.
Yeah, but coffee first. Pull his dagger out, one hand, coffee in another, and just like start
That's a
wandering through
mood.
the house.
Asami is like, start at the beginning. What? There's been so much.
I had to go that night.
Right, I remember.
That night was the beginning of. He's gonna put a little bit of distance between her, and he's gonna put his arms out. They left with a paladin named Nightbane. That's Ink. I'm assuming you met Akron.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Ink. Are you training him? He's a terrible fighter.
Chinook, you haven't met yet, I'm assuming. And then Davner, and then
You see Davner just like kind of poke his head around the corner with a coffee in one hand and a dagger, and be like,
I'm gonna look. Rowan's gonna make eye contact with Davner. Rowan is going to kind of just like doe-eyed, like look at Amara when she's coming down in his shirt.
Amara, you walk in and there's this woman. She's standing relatively close to Rowan, with 3 sort of bodyguards right behind her. Girlfriend senses tingle. This woman is looking at Rowan with deep affection. The 3 guys that are standing behind her look very uncomfortable. Rowan is panicking.
And that's and a smirk is gonna come up on his face when Amara comes down. That's Amara.
He is going to
Yes.
turn and look at Amara, and she's going to roll for cattiness, I suppose.
Ooh.
Like this.
Here's what I would like to do. I would like to tip my coffee mug up, say good morning, and just take a swig. I will roll. It'll be what is my modifier for cattiness?
Do your charisma.
Charisma.
Oh yeah.
the best part, she sees like a
+2.
half-hidden rogue with a
16.
dagger and a cup of coffee right next to her.
You see as her posture sort of instantly shifts slightly closer to Rowan.
She's okay.
Hello, Amara. And she turns and looks back at Rowan. And she sort of shifts her posture. And you would get from the impression that like she has looked at you, evaluated, and forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Amara's just gonna lean against the doorway. She's not like really faced, because again, wearing his shirt, pretty fucking confident. Doesn't really give a shit. So is there an issue?
Amara, everyone, this is Asami.
Oh yes. Hi, Asami. Actually, I think you have something of hers. Don't you? Yeah.
I don't mind.
Oh,
I get that for me.
I would love to. Davna, you stay here.
Davner just grabs some whiskey and like pours it in his coffee at this point, and he's just like,
I see you brought. He's gonna nod his head. Zir. And Rowan's gonna look to 2 men. I'm assuming they're probably his friends.
They are.
The ones that jumped him that night.
They are.
Rowan's gonna look to Ink, to Akron, to Davner in the doorway. You guys don't mind. It's a private conversation I need to have. Rowan's gonna put his hand up to Davner, who probably like poked his dagger. No. And Rowan's gonna kind of do this. Kind of shift his motion into a little bit of an aggressiveness, because Jazir is the reason why he left home and basically made his life living hell his whole life. And then kind of like look to Asami and look back to Jazir.
So much went down after you left. It was. She starts looking you up and down. And as she does, she notes the various scars along you. You've certainly seen your fair share of trials and tribulations, it seems.
Rowan's gonna turn from facing her to turning away and kind of putting his elbows on his knees and, putting his hands together like this and leaning down and nodding. Yeah, I've been through a lot ever since I left. Rowan would start to begin with the dragon part, and kind of just leave it at that, and then just kind of like as if there was a wall, because he remembers Migdal and Airberos and all of them. And it is like he feel like he wanted to elaborate on it, but he couldn't because he couldn't remember.
Mhm.
And then there's this elf named Airberos,
Mhm.
and then I met this Akron. You met him. They were the
That's about
first
this
ones I met.
time with saying Akron that you do look up and you see that Akron is not like obtrusively in the room. Mhm.
Rowan is not going to take it as like a. He's not going to get mad about it at all. He's almost going to say it's like an overwatching thing. Rowan, in the back of his mind, feels he can take Jazir, but it's almost like Rowan has reverted back to old Rowan, to where he feels threatened in a way, like he doesn't feel comfortable. And knowing that Akron is there, there's a little bit of like, okay, he's overwatching kind of a thing. Kind of fill her in a very vague way, not getting too excited or invested in the storytelling, because at the same time Rowan is trying to be, again, as gentle, disconnecting as possible. The meeting to avoid the transition of meeting them, and then just kind of blanking on that, and then transitioning to Tunok, Ink, and the meeting of Amara. And then stopping there at the meeting of Amara. I've done so much and grown so much in the last 3 years, right? Since you last seen me, almost 3 years.
Yes, as have I, as have a lot of us, actually.
I want you to know, Masami, I have love for you.
She holds her hand up to you. Rowan, we're adults. I came here because I wanted to see my friend again. I love you as a friend. And I came here at your father's request.
Rowan's
And
gonna kind
she
of lean back in the chair, like,
reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a small box and a letter. There's
big
also a few
letter.
things that I need to speak with you about. And there's also some people who need to make an apology. I think that would be me. As the three soldiers walk forward.
Rowan's gonna clench his jaws. You're gonna see like his jaw muscles kind of. Probably for the first time, if Akron can see that, or Amara, like I don't think anybody's probably seen him kind of get into a defense.
Enraged or
Uh,
A little bit. And then he's gonna look to Amara.
Amara's gonna make her way like to get behind him with his shirt in hand. Gonna stand behind him and put her hand on his shoulder and just start rubbing with her thumb.
Asami notes it. You see a small smile crack on her face. Rowan, we were children when you left. We were all children. As you see Jasir sort of hang his head, you never understood what happened after you left. You beat me fair and square, and I don't mean in the ring. People were there, and they saw me cheat. I was taken to task for it the next day. My father sent the three of us, and he indicates the two cohorts, sent the three of us to the camps. They made us be soldiers, and I had the shit kicked out of me. I figured out that I needed to be a better person. And so he drops to one knee, along with his two friends. Rowan, I apologize for being an idiot, for being a child, and not recognizing that I was no better than a bully and a thug.
Amara's hand and hold it on his shoulder. Rowan's gonna put his hand out for a handshake.
He
Soldier
reaches up
handshake.
and he grasps your forearm and he holds it. He goes, she looks at you, Rowan, specifically at the hand on your shoulder and up at Amara. I did not come here expecting anything from you. For the first time, she lifts her hand, and you see as a ring encircles her finger. I was noble, and I was married off as such to a good man, the new lord of our city. He treats us well, treats me well.
This is where I belong now. And
I can see that.
Rowan's going to gesture to Amara, like to come to him. Pull her into a really close hug. And she's gonna feel like relief. Like he's no longer tense. Because tense up until this point.
Well, that I'm glad is over. I thought I was gonna have to get a knife to cut this tension.
No. Everybody, I'm sure, is still there.
You see as everybody like just tumbles through the main door and at your words.
Sounds about
And
right.
Chris still has bacon in his mouth, falling down the stairs.
Yeah, all of it. It's just a pile of bacon follows behind.
Everybody,
This time it's bacon and a dagger in his hand. Nope. So no
Bacon
murder.
on the dagger.
A bacon dagger.
Nope, no murder today.
Or not found as traveling. Your old friend, the blacksmith, your first true trainer, found this while traveling. And knowing your nature and proclivities, he thought you might enjoy. As you open the box, it swings open. Inside is a silver, large, fist-size egg.
Rowan is going to kind of lightly throw the leather necklace around her.
She looks down at it, and it's well carved, but only half done. She nods and smiles, sort of. It would have never worked for us.
Rowan's gonna pull her into a hug. But I think to Amara specifically, just because the conversation they had that last night, what she said kind of confirmed his own mental thoughts. I was right. Kind of a mentality. But he's going to hug her and be happy for her. Ron's going to turn to Amara and just pull her into a really, 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 really big hug.
You handled yourself very well.
That was a lot. So much better than what I thought it was going to be. I was so scared. Oh.
You're welcome for pushing that weird, awkward situation.
Well, it was needed, honestly. Going back
Yeah.
to a ward would have been even worse, in my opinion. But so, thank you, Akron,
Yeah.
for that.
I'm ready for a Jerry Springer episode, and then
Oh,
it turns out to be more like Montel Williams.
Yeah, but
It's a good thing that Rowan's
man.
helping Amara.
That's good. I was like, well, okay, we got some '90s talk show going here.